Hi, I'm Mayor Steve Mercer. In our last WTNS podcast, I shared some of our accomplishments of my administration. But that was just to establish that unlike the stock market, past results are a great indicator of future performance. In this session, I want to share some that I see of the future. The historic water agreement with West Lafayette is a huge step in regionalizing and growing our utility department. The engineering is just completed and awaiting approval from the state. In foresight, we purchased the new water office building to accommodate this expansion and for the convenience of our customers. This project is only the start of more corridors under consideration that will benefit the city for decades to come. Expanding our customer base will keep rates low, pay off our debt reduction fee sooner, and promote economic development for everyone. Our economy has rebounded from the recession, with our manufacturers looking for skilled employees. Understanding how businesses select sites has been critical to the successes we've already seen with Kraft and McWane. Continuing to work closely with the Port Authority and offering the incentives necessary to attract good-paying jobs are essential for that growth. I serve on the executive board of a 10-county development organization called Omega to promote that effort here in Coshocton. And finally, to take advantage of the natural beauty of our area and to give residents and visitors better access to the river, I want to complete the Riverfront Walk bike path. This would include plans already drafted to create the new Veterans Memorial Park to honor the proud heritage of those that served in the military. With a raised deck, flags and plaques, and a memorial brick wall, it will be a special, peaceful setting along the river. A draft of these plans can be found on our city Facebook page at Coshocton City. Thank you.
What do you consider Coshocton's strongest advantage to attract people to the city?
Our natural beauty and the quality of life. We have a simpler lifestyle here and a much lower cost of living than the bigger cities. Having healthy recreational opportunities with a variety of creative outlets gives a person a good sense of balance for family, work, and play. The value of these strengths are very appealing, especially to younger generations that make them a priority. The continued efforts to expand high-speed broadband access make the work from home very possible. For businesses, that cost of living, along with the lowest utility cost in the country, are attractive factors to locate here and help them make a profit.
What infrastructure needs is Coshocton facing in the next 10 years, and how will the city meet that responsibility?
Being a city that's been around for 200 years, we have a lot of old water and sewer lines, some over 50 years old. Upgrading and adding new equipment for repairs and replacements of those lines has already made that job safer and more efficient for our workers. Investing in more diagnostic equipment will reduce our expenses from having to outsource that work. We've added new software for better tracking of inventory and work orders and documenting the areas that need constant work. We have commissioned a street management service that has evaluated and graded every street in the city. This is helpful so that our 5-year plans can identify what streets needed the most attention, and we can spread that impartially across all areas. Being willing to engage outside professional services will actually help us keep costs down and make the best use of the technology that's there.
How do you assess Coshocton's retail health? And what are your suggestions for improving retail opportunities?
Retail stores in small towns like ours are a challenge. No longer are there big brand name department store anchors. As I've appealed in my last few State of the City addresses, we need entrepreneurs to come forward and take those risks. The opportunities on Main Street are there. I've worked with our town, Coshocton, to help establish the historic area designations that give property owners huge tax incentives to invest in their properties. Working with City Council, we have also created legislation to deal with owners that have bought downtown buildings only to let them deteriorate. This is known as the carrot and sticks strategy. Government doesn't create new businesses. Retail entrepreneurs that have a vision and desire to pursue opportunities create business. Identifying the niches that appeal to our market is more than standing on the sidelines and saying what we don't have, but being willing to take that step forward.
If you could wave a mayor's magic wand, what would you like to see the city spend money for that it's not spending enough on currently?
Actually, I've had a magic wand ever since I became mayor, but as many times as I've waved it, I can tell you that no money has fallen out of the sky yet. But if it did, I'd put lots of it in new sidewalks, curbs, and stormwater catch basins. One thing I've learned well about water issues are the greatest expenses to a city, whether it's in treating it, disposing of it, or channeling it properly. More new curbs are a great tool to manage the destructive force of water. A heavy rain can ruin ditches, streets, back up in houses, and wreak havoc on our sewer plant. In the coming years, we anticipate more mandates from the high EPA for regulating storm drainage and what is discharged into the river. Everything from grass clippings blown into the streets to engine oils from cars will be required to monitor and regulate what goes into our sewers.
What do you want people to know Coshocton, Ohio for under your term as mayor?
Under our efforts to clean up blighted and orphaned properties, along with the Tree Commission's management of our urban forestry, I want them to know that we have a beautiful, clean city and tourism destinations that are worth their time to come and visit. I want them to know they're safe in their homes and on our streets. I want them to be proud that we're the Made in USA city because we make things here. From American flags to bacon to ductile pipe that is rebuilding America, we're not ashamed of manufacturing or the hardworking ethic of this Appalachian county. And if they're just visiting, I want them to feel like being in our city was a breath of fresh air from their busy, hectic life back home. Your choice this year is a stark contrast in perspective. Mine has always been a positive, progressive outlook. As a small business owner for 43 years, I've been personally committed time, talents, and investment. I've contributed to the community through local memberships, volunteering, and support for the many efforts and activities that make this a great place to live and work. I value the benefits of establishing quality networks and contacts because it takes a team to do this job. I value what experience means in understanding how to make things happen and working with all people and agencies to accomplish goals. I understand if you're going to run against my proven results, you have to point out every weed in the sidewalk and every negative thing that you can. I've heard more in the last few months of what is wrong with Coshocton, but I will continue to count the ones saying that the sky is falling. As I finish every State of the City address, I have always believed we live in a very blessed community, and God has declared that He will prosper and give everyone hope in the future. Thank you, and God bless Coshocton.